So today we're going to talk about the power of physiology. How you stand, how you smile, and how you breathe. Sometimes the way to solve your stress is just by inhaling and exhaling correctly. Try to inhale like you're smelling the freshly baked chalot, the most delicious chalot that you're making in your house, and exhale as if you just finished paying off all your kids' tuition. One of the most powerful ways for us to control our feelings and our thoughts is to control our bodies. We learn in the Sefer Chinuch that the body of a person, the motion that we have, that's what creates our emotions. The Sefer Chinuch tells us, after asking us a few questions, a very important rule for how do we control our moods. You see, on the night of the Seder, there's a few mitzvot from the Torah that are supposed to be kept when the times of the Beit HaMikdash had a Korban Pesach. Number one is that you have to eat the Korban Pesach with your group. Number two is you have to make sure that you don't leave over anything till the morning. Anything that's left over till the morning, you need to burn it. And number three is that when a person's having his Korban Pesach, he can't break any bones to get the meat that's inside the bones. All these fine details, each one is telling us that we are supposed to feel like princes. We're supposed to do these actions that are going to get into our minds on the night of the Seder, that we are free men and that we're princes of God. We are bnei melachim, we are not slaves. And somebody who leaves over food to the next day, eats leftovers, is usually not a free man, not a prince, not as a person who's successful. Usually slaves eat leftover foods. Or if a person breaks the bone to get the meat, that's what poor people do. Dogs do that. They'll break the bone to get the meat inside. And if people eat alone, usually only poor people eat alone, but kings, princes eat together in company. And we do all these three laws. It's not enough just one of them to make you feel like a prince, to make you feel like a free man. If you don't lean when you're going to do the eating of the matzah, you're not going to be fulfilling the obligation, because princes and free men, they lean when they're eating. The Sefer Chinuch continues and says something amazing. He says that a tzaddik who hangs around and acts like Reshaim do, he goes to their parties, he goes to their stadiums, he jokes what they joke about, he acts the way they act, eventually he will become a rasha. But a rasha who acts like he's a tzaddik, he does what tzaddikim do, eventually he become a tzaddik. Sometimes more important than us trying to convince and persuade our children and control them, more important is just to involve them. When you involve people and make them feel connected to this idea of our behavior as a Jew, eventually the behavior will make them think the way they think. We learn this from Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu didn't try to persuade people about monotheism, that there's only a one God. But instead he gave them free meals on condition that they said Birkat HaMazon. If you say Birkat HaMazon, so you could have your meal for free. When a person says Birkat HaMazon, automatically he feels connected. And that's why one of the greatest ways of doing kiruv is not by trying to convince, is by trying to involve. A good food, good cholent, a good vibe, a good kumzitz, nothing will do more than involving. Because when a person feels connected, when he feels a part, then he starts to think like he's connected. He starts to think like he's a part. You feel like you don't have motivation and you're laying in bed and you feel like a beanbag that's deflated, it's probably because you're laying in bed and you are acting like a beanbag that's deflated. But if you get up and you have energy and you try to take massive action in whatever is important to you to make a real difference in your life, what will happen is just the motion that you have will give you the right emotions that you need. It will connect you and create for you the greatest state of mind that you could be able to attract just by acting in that way. In body language, we know the body never lies. The eyebrows, for example, people who have very furrowed eyebrows are usually angry people. That's how we look at them. People who have bowed eyebrows are usually happy people. As a matter of fact, you can't be angry, try it, if your eyebrows are lifted. You can't be feeling afraid if your eyes are up, because the body doesn't just express what it feels. The way the body acts is going to make us feel the way that we're going to feel. So I'm going to give you 3 things to take away for today, and I want you to try them. The 3 things to focus on to change your state of mind will be, number 1, your smile. By smiling, you're going to cause yourself the right chemicals in the body to feel good, just by smiling. Number 2 is your shoulders. When your shoulders are standing up straight and backwards, and you're standing tall as tall as you can, without overdoing it. So you're going to build yourself confidence. So your shoulders are connected to your confidence. People's shoulders means that the confidence is low, shoulders straight up, confidence is high. And the last thing is your breathing. Your breathing will decide about what type of state of calmness you're in. So you want to inhale, try to imagine something that makes you feel really good, like I said, freshly baked chalot for Shabbat, or the Shabbat food. Try to imagine that. And exhale, something that causes you a lot of stress, anything that might be stressful, think about that and let it out. I have a student that he had tremendous stress from a very abusive father. And we wrote down all of his things that bothered him on a piece of paper. And we were standing on a porch of a yeshiva that was facing a very big open area on top of a hill of Yerushalayim and had a very big view. And we ripped it up, all the things that bothered him in that piece of paper, put it in his hands, and I said, now I want you to blow out all of the things of your abusive father. I want you to blow it away and blow it out of your system. He did it and he felt much, much better. I'm not saying it's the whole solution, but it's definitely part of a holistic approach of everything involved and how to change our psychology.